Peace be to you all. Assalamu alaikum. Omar here. Ramadan Mubarak for those of you Muslims who are acknowledging it and engaged in the Siyam, the fast. This is day number 1 or 2, depending on when you started your Siyam. So for those of you guys that don't know, we go by the lunar calendar and we look at something called the Hilal, or the new moon, to tell us when we start fasting. So I started yesterday, so this is my second day. So still out here doing my workout in the beautiful woods of Rock Creek Park in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. So I'm going slower. It's shorter than I usually do. This is fasting. Again, we start fasting in the pre-dawn. So around 5:30, depending on where you are, it fasts until sunset or Maghrib, which is because the sun sets in the west. So that's about 7:30, give or take a couple of minutes, because it's going to progress and it's different for different people, depending on where you are in the world or even in the country. So I want to talk to you guys today about time management, one of my favorite topics, because I'm trying to get better at it. I'm slightly above average right now. I give myself a B- for my time management. And I say that because for us Muslims, for Ramadan, we have to fast, observe the Siyam for 30 days. So that's the quantitative aspect. And then the times during the day is also quantitative. Qualitative, there's things from which we should eschew to make it a good fast. So good behavior, being in control of our anger or our lust. I can't even have relations with my wife during this time, because during the fasting time, according to the Quran, the verses of the Quran. So controlling yourself. Powerful men like to talk about control and a new world order, my way or the highway, take no prisoners, all of this so-called alpha male talk. Sounds real cool. But if you don't control yourself, you're just an animal. You're just like, hey, how you doing? Good. Hey, how are you? You're just like being an alpha lion or an alpha dog. Still, you can beat up all the other lions or dogs in your area, but you lack self-control. When it's mating season, you can't help it. You see lions, sometimes like the dogs in the city here, they get so lustful. They're humping fire hydrants and trees and people's legs. What's wrong? You need to get that dog neutered. But that's a lack of self-control. We don't fault animals or lower animals for that, so-called. We're animals too. But being human is about controlling yourself when it's difficult to do so. And this month is what we really try to focus on it. So if you're not Muslim, you can think about being Christian, or I think it's Easter for Christians, and you say, well, listen, this is the time for us to engage in worship and really hold our tempers, hold our tongues from backbiting, keep our eyes from looking at filth, whether it's on our phones or the internet. Don't listen to stuff that's bad. But again, back to self-control. With self-control, you need to have time management. Everybody from, the homeless guy panhandling on the street to Jeff Bezos, multi-billionaire. They've all been given 24 hours in a day. All of us. We've all been given 7 days in a week, and then a varying number of days in a month. 31, 30, maybe 28 if it's February. But my point is, we all have the same amount of time. So it's quantitative. Quantitatively speaking, we're all equal. So it's your discipline that will determine the quality of how you use that time. So you got to have a schedule. I've talked about these things in other videos. I'm a distance runner and a health educator and a PA and a family man. So my wife, we've been married almost 27 years, got 4 kids, transitioning into adulthood. You know, all of those things, you know, take away from my time. I shouldn't say take away from my time, but I have to put time into fostering those things if I want to be effective at them. So those are very very engaged activities that require a tremendous amount of time. 8 to 12 hour work days, you know, got to be out here running, got to spend time with my children. They still need me even though they're young adults. Yeah, quality time with my wife and my parents. I got aging parents in their 70s, you know, and even with my own body. I'm 53 as of the shooting of this video. So everything has rights on me in terms of the amount of time that I owe it. So I gotta master that time. I talked about making schedules, and the more intricate and detailed your schedule, the more, I would say, the easier it is for you to follow it. And then keep a journal. That's something I used to do, but I have to get back into doing it. And this humble vlog of mine is kind of the way that I do that. I call it a humble vlog because I'm not going for subscribers or thumbs up. Click the thumbs up. Don't forget to click and subscribe. I do it. Do what you want. You know, I'm not looking to get that much sought after YouTube button for 1 million subscribers or whatever it is. I think 100,000. But if you think I give good advice, feel free to subscribe. But that's it for now. You know, just ask yourself how you want to spend your time. One of the questions we ask PA students when they're interviewing for programs is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Obviously, that's kind of an unfair question. But people give different answers. My answer was playing a leadership role when I was being interviewed, playing a leadership role in our PA class. I became class president, playing a leadership role in the AAPA. I eventually became president of our Washington, D.C. chapter of the AAPA. And I became a professor. Yeah, all these things by hard work and God's good grace. And became a good clinician from what everybody's told me. So, you know, but I followed a plan. And I'll say this, the less gifted you are, the more disciplined you've got to be. So I'm not a particularly gifted athlete. I tend to be clumsy. I got some kind of congenital, pelvic girdle anomaly going on. My parents had to buy me special orthopedic shoes that had screws at the bottoms of them, and they had to screw my feet into this board. So I've always been kind of awkward. I'm a small guy, 5'9", 153 after a heavy meal. Hey guys.
Hey, how are you?
But sorry, but you know, I'm not a big strong guy, and then I'm not small enough to be a really fast marathon runner like Elliot Kipchoge. So I do the best I can. And then I'm older also, and I've never been that academically gifted. On an IQ level, I think the average IQ is like 110, so mine's probably about 100, maybe slightly less. So it was very difficult for me to get through school. I didn't graduate high school until I was almost 20. I got held back a couple of times, but I kept at it. I knew kind of what I wanted to achieve. I wanted to be a smart guy. So I just kept reading and pushing myself and taking courses over again when I would fail them, even in summer school. So then I eventually made myself, in some aspects, smarter than the average bear, or smarter than the average guy. And then I forget stuff, so I've got to discipline myself to keep reading. And that's life. Everybody's different. Hey there, how are you guys?
Hello.
So that's it for now. I wish you guys the best of success in your positive endeavors. Peace. Look at this beauty out here. Okay, mashallah. Subhanallah. It's still cold.